Let me tell you guys, I did not expect this shoe to be this good. Yo, what is good you guys? This is Marl from the Project Land Life, and today we have a review on the Adidas and Sporty Rich collab on the Samba. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in. This video, I just felt like I had to get out to you. It has been delayed for a couple of weeks. I really wanted to push this video out much earlier, especially during the time that I copped this shoe. However, things have just gotten really busy for me these days, which made me delay this video. But I really wanted to get this out to you guys because I really love this sneaker. It really took me by surprise when I copped it in store. And checking over the resale prices right now, you can get it for a little bit above retail. So this is a very big steal, and I would actually suggest that you pick this up rather than the OG Sambas, but we'll get more into that later. But firstly, if you are a regular here in the channel, you would know that I have a story on each sneaker that I have, and this sneaker is, well, no different. So let me just tell you a quick story on how I actually got my hands on this pair. So over here in the Philippines, we have this new store called Atmos. I think they've been here for about a couple of months now. Basically, they are a sneaker and fashion shop, and they're well known for having a wide variety of collaboration sneakers, which are more rare. Now, one day I was in the city. I was actually hanging out with my girlfriend. I was window shopping. I was doing a lot of things. One thing came to my mind. I thought to myself, hey, maybe it would be a great idea to stop by an Atmos. Maybe they have something new. I really had no idea what I was getting myself into. And once I got into the store, it seemed pretty normal. It was usual business. But one thing that I saw displayed right over there at this very center of the space was, well, these sneakers. And I swear, I checked over my phone, I checked over Instagram, I checked their profile, I checked postings related to this sneaker, and they did not have it. And so I asked one of the people there, hey, do you guys have this available in a size 13? Well, you know, my true size. And well, they told me that the biggest that they had was a 12.5 US. So I thought to myself, a 0.5 difference, maybe would work with that. And I told him if it would be cool if I could fit it. And he said yes, so that was cool of them. And long story short, I was able to get it. But one thing that I really loved about the store's concept is that they don't post whenever they get a hot sneaker. They never make any public announcement. They just put the shoe in store and, you know, let people see it for themselves. And I think that's a really good concept because once they post it, that would mean a lot of resellers, a lot of people are just gonna like storm the store, right? And well, they're gonna take up all the inventory. And so yeah, it was a little bit of a long story, but that is the story I have with this pair of sneakers. Now, one thing I found really weird is that when I bought this pair, it costed me 6,500 in pesos. So that's maybe around 120, 130 bucks. I also have another pair of the OG Sambas, the white and black ones, and that costed me 6,800 pesos. So how am I getting this shoe, a collab shoe with Sporty Rich, costing less than the original shoe itself, which had no collab whatsoever? And so with that, that would be my first point on why I would recommend this rather than you buying the OG Sambas. But there's way more points, and I think that you guys would really love each and every single one of them. But with every new sneaker that we review, we'll always start off with the shoebox that it came with. And man, just looking at the shoebox itself, you know that this is something different. This is not your regular pair of Sambas. So if you look right over here, I do have the box of the original Sambas. It is in blue, as you can see. And here with the Sporty Rich collab, we do have a green box. It does have the same design as the original ones. However, as you can see, it is in green and you have some additional text. So here you have the Sporty Rich Health and Wellness Club print all over. And looking over at the sides, you could see the Adidas branding right here, and underneath that you have the Sporty Rich branding as well. And flipping eyes over to the size tag, the official name of this shoe is the Samba OG Sporty Rich, and the official colorway of this shoe is FTWWHT, Burgundy and white. Now, one thing that you would actually notice when you unbox this sneaker is that there's actually two pieces on it. So it does have a lid compared to the original box of the Adidas where it doesn't have one. And just looking over at the lid, underneath that you do have the branding of Sporty Rich right here. And checking into the details that you have inside the box, you do have some tissue paper right here with Adidas and Sporty Rich branding. And there's actually 2 layers of the tissue paper that you get, one in this green one, and underneath that you do have the original tissue paper that Adidas uses, and that just adds a little bit more premium to the sneaker that you're getting. But enough about the box, we came here for the sneakers itself. And so this is the Adidas and Sporty Rich Sambas. So let's just get right down to it, starting off with the upper. As you can see, the base of the upper is in this very nice smooth leather. And one thing I would like to note is that the leather used on Adidas Sambas are of high quality. Like, you can see how plush it is whenever you put pressure on that leather. And I think Adidas really did a great job with these, because compared to other more well-known sneakers right now, not putting any shade on the Dunks, but their leather is not as good as compared to the Sambas right here. Now, looking into some details on the shoe, starting off at the toe box, you could actually see that we have this nice overlay of suede in this cream color. I would like to say it's suede, I wouldn't say it's nubuck, but if I'm wrong, please correct me on that. It does feel very nice, it does feel pretty premium compared to the OG Sambas. Now moving up, we do have a nice leather tongue, and weaving right above them, we do have these nice cream flat shoelaces. Now if you take a look closely at the aglet tips of these shoelaces, we actually do have some details. So as you can see, we do have the Sporty Rich text written on it in burgundy. Now if you don't happen to like these default cream shoelaces, Adidas and Sporty Rich actually gives us another lace option, and it comes in white, and that you don't get with the original Sambas. So that alone, getting 2 lace options is another plus into getting this sneaker. Now one big detail, and one I would say is a premium aspect into getting this sneaker, is this little detail right here. As you can see, weaving through them shoelaces, is that we actually have this gold and pearl charm. Now if you take a look closely at the gold charm, we do have the Adidas branding on one side, and flipping it over, we do have the Sporty Rich branding as well. Now for me, this is a really cool touch because it just adds to that premium feeling that you get when you get these sneakers. Now, will I be rocking this sneaker with this thing on? Maybe not, but just having this, it just makes you feel that you're actually getting something really premium. Now moving our eyes over at the lateral and medial side of the sneaker. As you can see, both lateral and medial sides have the burgundy 3 stripes in what I would say is suede. But looking over at the lateral side, we do have this gold text. Now normally on most Adidas Sambas, this gold text right here would only say Samba. However, this is a collab, and I guess Adidas wanted to show people that this is a collab. And so I guess they decided to replace the Samba text into the Sporty Rich one. And as you can see, it is still in gold. Now moving our eyes over to the back of the shoe, the burgundy here kind of feels a little bit more like nubuck, just because it's not hairy compared to the ones over at the lateral medial side. And taking a look over here at the middle, we do have the Adidas branding as well as the Sporty Rich text embossed in white. And now moving our eyes over to the inside of the shoe, starting off with the sock liner, and this is something that I consider to be premium. That is because they actually use this satin material moving around the entire sock liner. And oh, I almost forgot, but if you take a look closely right over here at the top of the tongue, you can see that there is the Sporty Rich text as long as the Adidas branding in yellow, and that is written all over this satin material. And now moving our eyes over to the insole. Now this is another premium material that you are gonna get, and that is because the material of the insole is made out of leather, and it is in this burgundy color. And moving our eyes over to the heel portion, embossed right here in the middle, we do have the Adidas and Sporty Rich branding in gold. And now getting down into the midsole, and what I would say also protrudes down to the outsole, you can see that we have this light gum color that is in the same pattern as the original OG Sambas. And rounding things up right over here at the outsole, it is in that same light gum color, and the pattern is in the same way as with the original OG Sambas. Now getting down into the most important question, sizing, and I think one other shoe would help me give out the right sizing for this sneaker. And so what other sneaker would that be than with the original OG Samba? So as you can see here, we have the OG Sambas, and right over here we have the Sporty Rich collab one. And now this, for the OG Sambas, I did manage to get my true to size. This is a size 13 US, while for the Sporty Rich ones, this is a size 12.5 US. And so my suggestion would be that for the Sporty Rich collab Sambas, that you get your true to size, the size that you usually get on the OG Sambas. Now since this is a 12.5, it does feel a little bit snug on me. I usually get 13s because I do love that extra room. So I kind of get like less than half of an inch of an allowance. Well, for this pair, since it is a 12.5, I do get a little bit less of that, but it does not cause any discomfort to me. Well, it just feels more snug. And so my final thoughts about the Adidas and Sporty Rich collab on the Sambas, I would say that this is a step higher than the original OG Sambas. And so that is why I highly suggest that if you are in the market on getting your first pair, or if you want to add another pair of Sambas to your collection, you might want to consider this. Now, I did mention that I got this for way less than the original OG Sambas, and I don't know why that is. Maybe Atmos had a pricing issue, they didn't notice, but I got this, a much more premium shoe than the OG Sambas, and not to give out any hate on the OG Sambas because they're still number one. They're basically going to be the new pandas, or they are the new pandas. They go with about anything, and the leather on them is still going to be the same with here. But then again, I did mention a couple of more advantages, a couple of more details that is just going to help you stand out. And with that, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Once again, this has been Marl from the Project Lamb Life, reminding you guys to always keep safe out there, and God bless.